Okay, let's now go to the business plans presentation skills section. Your success in selling is in direct proportion to your ability to influence people to make decisions and the number of people you contact. If you are talking to people but you can't get them to make a decision, then all you're doing is you're a teacher who's not being paid. We need to get people to make a decision. Give me a yes, give me a no, but don't put me off for the next month, year, or whatever. So your success in selling is in direct proportion to your ability to influence people to make decisions and also the number of people you contact. Now, if I had to pick one of those two things, I'd a whole lot rather have somebody in my organization who doesn't have the presentation skills but is making a lot of calls. Why? Because there's an obvious need out there for our product and service, and if you put it in front of enough people, people are going to buy our membership. You don't need to sell it, they're going to buy it. Why? Because it's the best solution for many small business owners' problems. But what we're going to talk about today is more on the presentation skills. Because I can't do anything today about the number of people you contact, that's up to you. But the key again is activity. You've got to have in the field what I call some RPA, some revenue producing activity. And that means you need to be in front of people, in front of business owners, asking them about their problems, giving them a solution to their problems, and giving them an opportunity to buy our membership. And when you leave a place of business with someone, you can either leave them with the problem that they had before you came in, or you can leave them with our solution. So take your sales hat off and put your helping hat on, and let's talk about a few things that will put you in better control of the interview process to help that business owner buy. First of all, what is a sale? Well, very simply to me, and I've attended hundreds of sales classes, books and so on, written a lot of sales material, but to me the sales process is a very simple process. It's always not an easy process, but it's a simple process. And basically what a sale is, you find out what a person wants or needs and you show them how to get it. You find out what a person wants or needs and show them how to get it. Now, how do you find out what a person wants or needs? You ask. Very simply, that's it. You ask. You ask questions, and we're going to show you some approaches and things that you can do that will involve questions so that you can find out what that business owner wants or needs. You can find out where their hurt is, where their pain is, find out where they need some help and assistance. So find out what a person wants or needs and show them how to get it. What do people want? Why are they going to purchase our plan? Well, and to fill in the blanks here, because of what it will do for who? Because of what it will do for them, and because of how it makes them feel. Many times people will take out some kind of a product or service for the peace of mind and comfort that it gives them. You may drive across town to go to a meeting, and you may drive in a Volkswagen or a Ford Taurus, and there's nothing wrong with those vehicles, and they'll get you across town fine. And some of you may drive across town in a brand new Mercedes or a Jaguar, and you can't get across town any quicker. It just makes you feel a little bit better getting across there. So a lot of times some of the things that we marketing give our business owners, give us as individuals a peace of mind, a sense of security. But business owners are going to make a purchase, they're going to make a buying decision because of what it will do for who, what it will do for them, and because of how it makes them feel. All right, so we've talked about what do people want. They're interested because of what it will do for them, how it makes them feel. But people are interested in two things. How much does it cost and what will it do for me? How much does it cost and what will it do for me? Now, it's nice if I tell them what it's done for somebody else. That gives some third-party reference and credibility. But ultimately, they want to know, what is it going to do for me? And then the other part is, how much does it cost? Now, if this was $7,500 or $75,000, cost may be a big issue. This is $75 a month, $2.50 a day. For a small business person, this is not an issue. If a small business owner truly tells you that they do not have $75 and can't come up with $75, they do not need a business plan. They need a job is what they probably need. And you don't really have any business selling it to them because you don't want it coming off the books and being canceled next month. More often than not, when they tell you they can't afford it, what they're really telling you is, you have not shown me yet how what you're giving me and what you want me to buy is worth more than my $75. That's really what they're telling you. You need to show me more. So let's talk about that just a little bit. Because there's a cost if you do and there's a cost if you don't. Now, what's the cost of owning a membership? That's very simple. If you've got a regular business plan in the state of Georgia, for example, where I am right now, doing this training video, it would be $75 a month. It may be different in your state, and you'll need to check your states at a glance sheet. But $75 a month, that's the cost of doing it. But what's the cost of not doing it? Well, the cost of not doing it, the business owner would have to tell me that, How much does it cost to sign a contract or document that you should not have signed? How much does it cost to not get your questions answered that you should have answered that have to do with an agreement or a business partnership or something you're working out with another vendor or whoever? How much does it cost you to not even know what you don't know? How much is it going to cost you to come up with a retainer to defend yourself when you're sued? You notice I said when you're sued, not if you're sued, because it's just a matter of time and you have to defend yourself whether you're guilty or not. How much is it going to cost you to collect on debts that are owed to you, or not collect on debts that are owed to you? If you don't collect, that costs you money and what is owed to you. If you do collect and through normal processes you pay attorney's fees, other things, what's the cost of that? And so I think very easily if you show a business owner what we do and what we have available, they will see and it will become very evident that it costs a lot more to not own a prepaid legal membership than it does to own it. It costs a lot more to not own our business plan than it does to own the business plan. Let's talk now about the steps to a sale, because I see a lot of people get things out of order. And there's 4 steps to a sale, any sale: the approach, the problem, the solution, decision. Well, we're going to call it, it's in your material, the appointment, the problem, the solution, and the decision. And in what we do, it's important that we set up the appointments first, or we set up the opportunity to meet with that business owner. We can do it by telephone, face-to-face, whatever. So you've got to have the activity to go ahead and set the appointments with the proper person, the person who can make a decision. Then the most important thing then is not going in and talking about our company and talking about the history of our company and talking about our membership, but the most important thing then is to talk about their problem, to talk about them. Where does it hurt? What concerns do they have? What issues do they have? How have they used attorneys or consultants in the past? And these are all things that you'll want to ask questions about. Now we're going to help you to do that because we have some tools in place to do that. In the flip chart, which you should be using, in the flip chart that we've got a needs analysis sheet. And then we're going to show you how to use that to get those questions answered. Also on a directory listing sheet, which is just an unbelievable valuable resource for getting the information you need, but also a great tool to give to the business owner to open up the door to get in to talk to the business owner and to help close that sale. We're going to be talking about both of those things. So you set the appointment, you determine the problem, get agreement that there's a problem or a want or a need or desire. You show the solution. What is the solution? The solution is some area, either on the legal or business side, where we're going to go ahead and tailor what we have to meet the needs that the business owner told us that they had. And those are the things you're going to focus on. And then you just ask for a decision. Is it going to be more convenient by check or by cash? What address do you want this to go to? And that's basically simply the process. Now, let's talk a little bit more about your presentation skills. First, just some basic things, like how are you dressed when you go in? It's not necessary at all times to be dressed in a suit and tie. Now, if I'm dealing with a banker or something like that, I'm going to maybe dress the way that they dress so that they're comfortable and I fit in with that. But if you're just talking about like down the street sales and your business owners who are working in shirt sleeves and so on, you may wear a golf shirt type thing or just a jacket, open neck shirt, those kinds of things. But you do want to look professional. You want to look clean, you want to look neat, you want to look professional. Just even little things like making sure your breath is right, making sure that you're dressed appropriately. These are things that are all important. Also, what you're going to be taking into the interview. You should listen to the calls that we do and listen to what our top people take in. You don't want to be taking in a whole wagon load of materials, and you don't need to do that. If you've got your flip chart and you've got the brochure or applications, pretty much you're going to have what you need. So, but you've got to be in control of the sales interview and environment. So if you go to that section where it says selling skills, you must be in control of the sales interview and environment. Now, what does that mean? Well, one of the things it means is to be in control is you want to make sure as much as possible, and you can't always be, but you want to make sure as much as possible that you're talking to a person who has the ability to make a decision. How do you do that? Well, one of the things that I do is ask up front. Well, Jeff, if this is something that you decided would be of value to your business, is there someone else you need to consult with, or are you the person who would make that decision? Well, no, that would be me. Okay, great. Or no, that would be me and my partner, or me and my spouse. Then I'm going to want to get those people involved so I can be in control of the interview and environment. Also, if it's a business, for example, it might be a retail business, and they've got customers coming in and out of the store, or in and out the door. I'm not going to want to go ahead and set up to do an interview and have to be interrupted every 5 or 10 seconds by a telephone call or somebody coming in the door. So I may want to set another time if I can't have at least 10 or 15 minutes privacy. You find out what they want, you show them how to get it, you get agreement that there is a need or want or desire. So you get agreement that there's a need, want, or desire, and you relate your entire presentation to that need, want, or desire or their past usage that they've used. There's no sense you going through every single thing that is in our brochure, every single thing that's in our contract. If their main interest is in the area of identity, if their main interest is in the area of collections and maybe they want a website, then those are things I'd focus on. I'd mention the other things, and then when I got with them later, I'd make sure they fully understand it. But I want to focus the benefits of the program that meets the needs that they had the greatest interest in. And then as you're doing that, if I could show you how to take care of the collection issues that you're mentioning, or I could show you how to get a website and have it up and running in an hour or so at no additional cost over the membership, would that interest you? If you could have at your fingertips consultants that would help you on all these areas that you mentioned to me, would that interest you? Okay. Also on number 4 here, it mentions FAB, features, advantages, benefits. You want to try as much as possible to talk about the benefits of the program. For example, one of the features of the program is that we're going to provide you a free website, okay, that's included in your membership. The advantage to you is you don't have to go to an outside source and spend additional time and money. That's going to benefit you by having an easy program to implement to get your website up and running as quickly as possible. It's going to save you time. It's going to save you time and money. Let's go now to overcoming objections, and you see number 1 there. It says FFF, and that stands for Feel, Felt, Found. And if you've been around the sales field at all, or read any sales books, or attended some sales workshops, you've probably heard this before. And it's been around a long time. One of the reasons it's been around a long time because it gives you a good track to run on. No matter what somebody says to you, you can use this little simple formula. It could be, for example, that I don't know if I can afford this. Well, I understand how you feel. I talked to a number of business owners over the last couple of weeks that felt the same way. But what they found after learning of the benefits, it would cost them more not to have this program than it does to have it. That it would save them time, it would save them money, and I'm sure, and that's what they found, and I'm sure you would find the same thing. So Feel, Felt, Found. You can use that for any kind of objection. The next thing, number 2, turning objections into a reason to buy. Many times the exact objection that someone gives you is the reason to buy. Let's just use, for example, the same thing that we just talked about, cost, since that comes up a lot. Well, I'm just not sure I can afford this. Well, I can certainly understand how you feel, Mr. Business Owner. I talked to a number of business owners last week that felt the same way. But let me tell you what they found. The fact that they couldn't afford it, the fact that money was a little tight right now, that is exactly the reason that they needed this program more than anyone else, because they couldn't afford to have a problem. They can't afford not to collect on the money that's owed to them. They can't afford to come up with the $100 to $300 an hour attorney's fees. And that's exactly the reason that you should get this program. So you're actually turning an objection into a reason to buy. And each time as you're going through this, you want to kind of close each door with statements of agreement. And Jeff, that's what you said you wanted, isn't it? And you'd have that in your program. And this is what you'd said you'd want to happen, isn't it? And you can see the benefit of that, can't you? And so as you're going through each section, you're kind of closing each door by making a statement of agreement, nodding your head, and you'd agree with that, wouldn't you, Jeff? And that's what you said you wanted when we went through the needs analysis, isn't that true? All right, and you said you wanted that, and now that you've got that in your program, okay? So you're closing each door with statements of agreement. You'd agree with that, wouldn't you? And that's what you said you wanted, isn't it? And then basically when you finish up and you've gone through this and you've related all of the benefits of the program just to what they said they wanted, very simply what you do then is just ask a question. Let me ask you a question, Jeff. What do you like best about this? Or maybe if Jeff is with a partner and there's 2 partners there, I'll pose the question to the partner that was most enthusiastic or most positive, because they haven't been talking to each other that much during this. And so if I asked Jeff, I said, Jeff, what do you like best about this? And he said, well, I like the fact about the collection letters. And I said, well, John, what do you like best about this? And he said, well, I like the collection letters, but I also like the fact that we can get a website up and running. And I said, well, Jeff, you mentioned the collection letters. How quickly would you like to start collecting on that money? Well, right away. Well, let me ask you a few questions to see if you qualify. Or is it going to be more convenient for you to get started to handle this by a check or by your credit card? And basically that's what you're doing. That is the process. You can go through at the end of that. If you missed any of this, there's answers to fill in the blanks. But the most important thing, your success in selling is going to depend upon your ability to influence people to make decisions, the number of people you contact. If you'll use the tools, if you'll be a product of the product and you get out, and you can become a little more expert at these areas that we've just talked about, then your ratio of sales is going to go up substantially. Take your selling hat off, put your helping hat on, talk to more people, and great selling.